Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. We are here today to make my new favorite dessert, which is no-bake cheesecake. We're gonna make these into cute little cupcake size no-bake cheesecakes that you can eat over and over and over again for 12 days by yourself, or you can split them between you and a loved one. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do with the graham cracker crust is blend up all of these graham crackers. So these are 12 different sheets, I guess you call it a sheet, of graham cracker, which is all you need for this, for all of them. I cannot find my food processor since we moved in, so what I'm gonna do is just blend these up real quick in the little Ninja blender thing. So this is what you do. We're just going to break these up and put them into here. I'll try and get as many as I can at a time, but since it's not that big, I'm gonna end up having to do like, I think I did it in 2 rounds before. So let's see, I need to leave room for the lid. So you want these to be completely, okay. You want these to be completely blended, like no chunks of graham cracker at all. So super finely blended. So I'm just gonna keep pulsing it until it gets totally So you wanna get them until they're nice and blended to where you can't see any more crumbs in there. That looks good. Okay, so each round, as I blend them up, I'm just gonna keep adding them to this bowl. You can buy your own ground up graham cracker, but this, we just always have like these sheets of like the Honey Maid graham crackers in our cabinet for different recipes, so it's a lot cheaper to just do it yourself. All right, all the graham crackers are all blended up into this bowl. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna pour in 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, and then we've melted 1 stick of unsalted butter. So once we pour those in here, we're just gonna stir them up, mix them up until everything is nice and compact. Now that we have all of that beautiful butter graham cracker crust ready to go, I'm going to put them perfectly placed into these little cupcake tins. I lined this cupcake tin with these cute little rainbow ones. They made me happy. So we are going to now scoop about 2 tablespoons of the graham cracker crust into this pan. Once you have all of the little cupcake liners filled, you're gonna use the back of the tablespoon to press in the graham cracker to kind of mold it into the liner. Now that we have the graham cracker crust all settled into the liners, I'm gonna move the cupcake tin away. Put it back here, just let it rest while we start with the cheesecake filling. So this is gonna be 1 part cream cheese and sugar with a little bit of sour cream and a little bit of lemon juice. And then we're also gonna mix in, we're gonna fold in a whipped topping. So we're gonna do this part first and then we'll skip over to that part. In my stand mixer, I'm going to combine 2 different 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese. So whatever kind of cream cheese is your favorite, you can use. It does need to be room temperature, so keep that in mind before you go to mix it. If it's too cold, it's just gonna be really difficult to mix. So let's see, so we're gonna put in the cream cheese, and then I have 2/3 cup of granulated sugar that I measured out, so I'm gonna pour that in there. And then I'm going to mix this at first on low. So I'm gonna probably put it up to like a 2 just to get it going. Then as it starts to break apart more and start to blend with the sugar, I'll speed it up just a little bit because we want it to get nice and fluffy. Here we go. Okay, this is nice and creamy. So before we transfer this out of this bowl into a giant mixing bowl to fold in the whipped topping later, I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of sour cream. So I already portioned that out earlier. So I'm gonna drop that in there. And then also we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. You definitely want this to be freshly squeezed lemon. And if you don't know this, about half of a medium to large size lemon ends up being about a tablespoon. So just for the sake of convenience, I'm going to just squeeze 2 halves of a lemon directly in to the mixing bowl. Oh, okay, let's see. Whoa, well, there's the seeds. I like to think I'm strong, but my husband normally does this. The lemon juicing. Okay. All right, that's definitely 2 tablespoons. All right, so I am going to just do one last little mix, make sure that all of this is perfectly blended. We're gonna transfer it into a mixing bowl and then get started with that whipped topping. Y'all, this got so smooth after adding the sour cream and lemon juice. So I'm just gonna scrape this off and then we're gonna transfer all of this into this big mixing bowl. Whipped cream time. All right, so I'm gonna move this cream cheese over here. And then we cleaned out the stand mixer. I'm going to attach the, shoot, what is it? Like the giant whisk here. This is for whipping. It has all the extra space and the thin wires, which allows a lot of air to go in, which is what helps make the whipped cream. So we have 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, which honestly is all you need to make whipped cream. It's just whipping this together. But separate from that, I love to add a little bit of vanilla extract. So for me, you can measure it out. So I would say anywhere between like 1 teaspoon to 2 teaspoons. I just kind of eyeball it. So I'm just gonna drop a little bit in here. So now whenever you do whipped cream, you want to start off a little bit slow to allow the, so I'm gonna do it on like a low, just to allow the air to start to circulate in there. And then once we see it start to whip in the air and it's getting whippier, then I'll speed it up a little bit towards the end, right? Until you start to see peaks form. All right, so now I'm just gonna take all of this whipped cream. You can see it's nice and fluffy, and I'm gonna mix it in with this cream cheese filling just by gently folding it into the mixture. So you wanna keep kind of folding them into each other until you feel like everything's nice and blended. So go slow, take your time. I always kind of reach from the bottom just to make sure I'm really grabbing everything. It already smells so good and looks so good. I'm dying to try it. This is pretty much all folded in. So now that we have that, we're gonna grab our cupcake tin with our graham cracker crust. And I'm gonna use this handy dandy ice cream scooper to scoop it in. I like using this because I saw someone else do it and I thought it was brilliant. It's super easy to get perfect portions into each of the little cupcake tins. So all you're gonna do is just fill your little ice cream scooper and then portion it into each little cup. All right, once we have all of them scooped, you're just gonna take a spoon or whatever you have and kind of flatten it out like this. So I'm just gonna keep pressing this in on each one until it's flattened down a little bit and taken shape of the top of the cupcake liner. I am so excited. So we have these filled. All that's left to do with our little mini no-bake cheesecakes is to pop them into the refrigerator to chill. So they need to go in the refrigerator for at least 6 hours, but we really like to do it overnight just to give it even more time to absorb all of those amazing flavors and really get to the chilled consistency that we like for cheesecake. They come out super light and fluffy, so the colder they are, the better. So I'm gonna pop those into the fridge, and then when I get back, we are going to make the strawberry topping, which is to die for. All right, y'all, the no-bake cheesecake is chilling in the fridge, so we are gonna make the strawberry topping. And the strawberry topping is so good because it's the perfect kind of like glazed mixed with fresh fruit type topping that you would normally get at, you know, a restaurant with your cheesecake. So we have made this in the past, not only with strawberries, but also with cherries. We did a blueberry raspberry version where we even drained the seeds from the sauce and then added the fresh fruit later. There's so many different ways that you can use this. It's 4 different ingredients. It's super, super easy, and it makes for the perfect dessert topping. So what I have here is 1/4 cup of water. I am going to squeeze in half of a lemon, so again, approximately about 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Okay. So we're gonna squeeze in that lemon juice. You definitely wanna do this. You can either do this directly in the pot, the saucepan that you're gonna heat it up with, but what's important to remember is that it needs to be blended together while it's still cold. If you do it while it's warm, then all the sugar starts clumping up and it messes everything up. Believe me, that's what I did the last time. Okay, so we're gonna do 1/4 cup of sugar. So I'm gonna take the sugar, maybe a little bit more than that. And this, combined with the cornstarch that I'm about to add, is basically what makes that thick kind of syrup. And then when you add the strawberries on top, that is when you start to get that, you know, perfect strawberry flavored glaze. So this is about 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. So you're gonna add everything but the strawberries into here. And then I'm gonna use this little blender, I think it's an immersion blender, to blend this up before I add it to the pot, and then we'll add that to the stove, and then I'll show you kind of the stages of heating it up before we add the strawberries in. So I have this on the lowest speed so it doesn't completely shoot all of this liquid out. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to transfer it into this pot before we add that pot to the stove. Okay, so we have transferred the little sugary mixture over to the stove, and I'm going to heat this. I do a small burner just so it can cook a little bit slower than faster. I'm gonna turn it to medium heat. And then what's really important about this step is that you are whisking this the whole time that it's heating up. So you can see as it starts to heat up, how the bottom, how it starts getting sticky. So now it is like a really good thick syrup. So right before it gets too much done, we're gonna take our strawberries. And that is about a pound of strawberries. So a 16-ounce package from the grocery store. I don't wanna mash up the strawberries. I wanna lightly just turn them around in the sauce. So you can see it starting to like coat the strawberry. Look at how good this looks. There is so much strawberry sauce. The strawberry chunks are still really good and nice size. So this has been in here for probably about 5 to 7 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off the heat and I'm gonna transfer it into a mason jar to let it cool before we add it to the no-bake cheesecakes. This smells amazing. Okay, so I am going to take the strawberry sauce, transfer it into this mason jar, and then let it chill. And then, surprise, we made some of these the other day, and I saved 2 of the No-Bake Cheesecakes, so I'm actually gonna bring them out, and we are going to try them in real time. Here we go. It's gonna be so good. I can't wait. Look what I came back with. Okay, y'all, these are the 2 left over from our batch the other day. They're perfect and delicious, and we are gonna use the fresh strawberry topping that we just made, put them on here, and do a taste test. All right, let's get a close-up. So these will melt pretty quickly because they're so whippy. So if you're serving them at a party or to a friend, just make sure you unwrap them first. So look at that graham cracker crust. Oh my gosh. All right, we have our strawberry topping and we have our cute little cheesecakes that are chilled from the other day. Look at how amazing this looks. Okay, time to do a taste test. Y'all, it is so whippy, but like in the best way. Like it's the perfect amount of cheesecake flavor, whipped cream flavor. The buttery graham cracker crust is like seriously to die for. I just want a piece of that. But okay, hold on. Andrew, he's gonna be so excited.
What's up? Oh hell yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, let me have some.
Oh.
Smells so good.
Is it good?
It's amazing.
His favorite
Gotta try it.
thing.
It's the best cheesecake ever.
Well, I'm gonna devour this, but I don't know. Y'all let me know if you try it.